All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I am great. Rainy day here today. A little bit overcast, but you know what? We needed that. It's been hot and dry for a while. So as long as the rain stops for this weekend, when I'm going to yet another cottage, I'll be fine. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hopefully, able to do that. And yes, let's keep the rain away if we can. Will be nice. And the heat, man, the heat. We will just need it to be calm, man. It's been crazy. I'm not sure about up there, man, but here it's been just wild.
Yeah, well,
with how
speaking
hot
of
it's
heat,
been.
this market has been on fire. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
going crazy the last little while, hitting all-time highs all over the place, and it looks like we may be doing that again. Maybe we should jump to some economic calendar stuff because the market's moving.
It sure is, man. Let's do it. What do you got for the U.S. economic calendar?
Yeah, well, this is what we've been waiting for. As I've been mentioning, Thursday and Friday, today, tomorrow is when we're going to get some of the bigger numbers here, starting with the jobless claims and the CPI. Oh, I put my acronym backwards there. Sorry, that's my bad, I guess. Or maybe it was a transcription error. I don't know. I'm going to blame somebody. Doesn't matter. But it's the CPI number that we've got this morning, and then the PPI tomorrow. So let's start with the continuing jobless claims, a little lower than anticipated. 1.86 million was the forecast. 1.85 million was the actual number of continuing jobless claims. So again, lower than anticipated. And the CPI growth number was lower as well. So we're expecting about a 0.2% increase month over month. We only had a 0.1%, and then all the other numbers follow because CPI is broken into month over month, year over year. I don't know, core, non-core, doesn't matter. Everything was about 0.1% lower than anticipated. So that means that's usually a benefit to the stock market, and we are moving up on that news. So we got a big pop up here in the last couple of minutes, and I see the SPY, the Qs, individual stocks like Tesla and Apple, AMD and NVIDIA all jumping up right now. So the market seems to love these numbers. And if we continue with the same numbers tomorrow morning, we're going to have continued growth, but we'll see what happens. Between now and then, we do have a number of Fed speakers that are continuing to hit the trail, I guess. We've got Bostic speaking later this morning at 11:15. At 1 p.m., we've got Muslim, who's speaking for the St. Louis Fed. Just different speaking engagements. Again, normally those don't move the market, but when we've got this sensitivity towards market information, we want to be aware of it, right, in case you're in a trade. This afternoon, we're going to have what's called the monthly U.S. Fed budget, but it's really just a report on how much did the Feds miss the budget by. I really don't understand the federal budget process in the U.S. because basically there's a budget which largely seems to be meaningless. And then there's a measure of how many billions did we miss the budget by. So apparently overspending is just allowed. And then every single month, the U.S. overspends the budget by somewhere between $30 and $70 billion a month. A month. I don't know. I mean, here, you can have your drink now, everybody. Because back in corporate life, this is the stuff you get fired for quite readily. You miss the budget. It doesn't take many months or quarters before somebody's got to pay. And I don't understand how the process works clearly because nobody seems to care. Oh, we missed the budget by another $70 billion this month. Another $250 billion this quarter. Oh, well, you know what? Somebody was, we'll just borrow some more money. It'll all be fine. Oh, well, there's an early rant for you this morning. But anyways, so on the economic calendar, as I said, some good numbers for the stock market. We're seeing that initial move. Let's see what happens. And by the way, guess what's starting today? Earnings is back, baby. All right, so we went through the quiet period. Now we've got earnings back with a couple of things starting today that we can actually talk about. There were earnings earlier. We were making fun last night in the market, in the chat room here at Bearable Traders chat room about WD-40. It's one of my favorite companies because it it surprises me, I guess, the WD-40 is still an independent company and traded on the stock market. So WDFC, if you want to look it up, but it doesn't trade any volume, so we don't really watch it. But you'd think that would be a sub brand under a bigger corporation, right? Nope, they've maintained their independence, and good on them. If you're out there working for WD-40, stay proud. All right, but today we're going to get to talk about some airlines. We're going to talk about some consumer staples, and we'll get into that as we get to the Gappers list, and I'll cover the stuff that hasn't made it. All right, so
yeah, absolutely. Let's get to our Gappers list, friends. We have a bunch of stuff in the Gap Up this morning, obviously, giving the numbers that Peter just reviewed with you there. It's a massive list. I mean, today's a day where things are very explosive, and I'll be looking at my favorite stocks because they are definitely going to be in play and definitely going to be getting tons of volume this morning. So we'll jump right in. Control A, Control X is going to clear our watch list over on Dash Trader Pro. And once we jump in the first one, I'm not going to go through all of these guys. We're going to do the top 5. Then we jump to see what Peter has and what you guys have, and then we'll go that way, right? So we're not going to go through everything because we'll lose time here. And not all of the stuff is going to look great today. VLCN this morning, we are up 61%, 8.7 million shares traded. Hard to borrow at the moment, so you can't short this one. Float on this is less than 1 million. So again, I'm not a fan of these. I don't trade them well. It's not in my trade book, so I'm going to skip right on this one. Peter, obviously, is in play. Anything worth noting on this stock this morning?
This one's an interesting one because I was looking it up this morning, and it's one of our low float stocks out there. I mean, really low float, right? We're talking about 300,000 shares, I think, in the float with a $1 million market cap. Like, I'm surprised, Carlos, this thing even made our list, but here it is. What was most interesting is the most impactful article was a couple reporters picked up. Somebody ran a number of stocks through Chat GPT and said, predict their, predict what their market cap should be based on a number of factors that they plugged in. This is one of the stocks that's got spat out that said their market cap should be about 60 million based on these economic factors that they put into this thing. And it's sitting, as said, at about 1 million. So is that what's causing? Is it like literally we're looking to Chat GPT to tell us what the stock price should be? I guess so. I'm not sure because that's really the only news I saw on this. Otherwise, there's no real corporate news on it. But I thought that was fascinating that somebody just managed to snooker Chat GPT into giving some predictions, because typically they won't, right? If you try and ask Chat GPT, should I invest in this, or where's the stock going, or it usually won't, but there's often ways around that, right? Our AI is not quite so intelligent yet, because if you ask it questions like predict this for me, it'll say I don't do that. But if you say, if you were able to, what would you predict, and then it'll give you the prediction. So give that a shot next time you're playing around with Chat GPT. So there you go. But anyways, that seems to be what's happening on VLCN. I don't love the look of it. I don't think it's something I'm going to trade. But Carlos, like yesterday, we had a couple of stocks that even some of our members, Jared was trading pre-market, that were just these crazy low floats, and they got some movement. So you know what? If the volume is going in and these things are going to move, then if you're not afraid of them, then by all means go ahead and trade it. I'm still going to stick to my good old trusted stocks that I know how to trade and that make me feel comfortable, warm, and cozy.
Yeah, I know. It's just trade what you're good at. That's important. So if you're not good at these, like I am, I'm not great at all. I avoid them, right? Stick to the stuff that you know. So I won't have them on my list, but they are in place today if it's your cup of tea. Next on here is going to be CYN. CYN up 44%, another 1.4 million shares flow. Again, one of these falling on that low flow category, which I won't be too interested in. Peter, this same thing here. Tons of volume up this morning. Hard to borrow, no shares for sure.
Yeah, this is a software company, U.S.-based software company. They do have some good news, I guess. They did have some successful patent applications for, I guess, some of the stuff that they've been developing. I don't know. This is another one of these micro float. We're talking 1.4 million shares in the float here. These things terrify me, right? So, if you want to trade it, by all means. They have announced that this was about a week ago. They did announce that they're going for, and this is interesting, a 1-for-100 reverse stock split. Now, I'm a little surprised by that, because if you look at the stock price, even when they announced it the few days ago, they were sitting at about $3. They're up to about $5-6 now, so that's good. But it's rare that a company wants to put their stock price into the $500 to $600 range. Normally, $100 range is where you're targeting, and I could see a 1-for-100 if you were trading at 10 cents or 50 cents or something, but when you're trading at $5 or even $3, do you really want to put yourself into the multiple hundreds? Because it makes it a little harder to trade. But I suppose, yeah, Urban Squirrel saying probably because it'll be $100 a week later. That's a very fair point, right? And you're echoing my skepticism over these low floats. But anyways, they have announced that. Apparently, it was something that was approved a little while ago, and they're going to go ahead of it with it, at least as of now. Now, when this is going to happen, I'm not sure, but it's not going to happen in the next few days, so it's not going to affect our trading. So if you want to trade this at $5, then by all means, like Carlos was just saying, it's got some volume. Let me look up where we're sitting. Yeah, 5.7 million shares. So like there's shares trading hands. I'm just I don't know. Every day there are these that exist out there, right? It's just rare that they're come across our plate, because we try and filter these things out. So you can find one of these or multiple of these trading every single day. So if you want to train them or build a strategy around them, by all means, there is money to be made, but there's also great risk to be taken. So just be careful with them if you go for it. So probably all we
Yeah,
need to say.
absolutely. Yeah, let's go to QS, guys. Next on the list is going to be QS up 33%, 10 million shares traded this morning. So you got tons of volume on it. This is sitting at 387 million shares flow. So it's not a low flow. And we've seen it before. Lower price. The action is a little bit funky at times, but it is in play today. I might keep it on a secondary. I do have shares for sure on it. We'll have to see if it's going to change the way it normally trades. Today alone, in the pre-market, we have more volume than they do on most days. So that tells you this stock is in play. Peter, what's the news driving this one today with so much volatility this morning?
It's funny. In one of my webinars, I use QuantumScape because I used to trade it a couple of years ago, and I think my webinar has it at around $40 or something like that. Clearly, those days are well behind us here for QuantumScape, and I have not looked at this in years. But they do have a new deal that they've sort of migrated their business, I guess, since I was trading them. Now they're considered to be an EV battery manufacturer. Why not, right? They were in an adjacent market years ago, but they've partnered with a company called PowerCo, and they're going to be creating a new solid-state lithium metal battery technology. So it's a good deal for them. And they've granted this PowerCo, so it's their technology that they're granting license to PowerCo to actually mass produce. So hopefully, as EVs continue to become more popular, they can leverage their battery technology for some of these companies. In any event, I don't know what contracts they have, but the partnership seems to have been taken positively, and you can see that. You can see QuantumScape moving up, if I can spit that out. So
yeah,
that's
I'll put in a secondary again. I might not even stay there because I think today I'm going to be. I like these type of days where there's a lot going on in the morning, a lot of volatility with some news behind it. We're going to have tons of stuff in play in our usual suspects, Nvidia, which I'm just going to add here now, right? I'm going to be watching that. We're going to be watching Tesla. Obviously, is very affected by interest rates, so I'm going to be watching that also there. Nvidia, Tesla, and there'll be some other usual suspects that are going to creep up as well. All right, let's do two more, and then we'll stop because, yeah.
I was just going to say, power of community coming forward here. A couple of our members here, so thank you to Manfred Perth and Russell. They're both saying that PowerCo is a subsidiary of Volkswagen, or partially owned, anyways, by Volkswagen. So that lends some credence behind it, right? So it's not just an empty licensing deal. If PowerCo is a VW company, then of course we know one very large auto manufacturer that's likely to leverage that technology. Now, VW already has some partnerships, remember, with some of the Chinese, or at least one large Chinese EV manufacturer. So how that conflicts or complements, I don't know. But that's actually good news, and maybe lends a little support behind this QuantumScape move. So yeah, QS might be possible today.
All right, let's take a
Thank
look
you,
at
dude.
the next one is AEHL. This is garbage, especially on a day like today where we have
Yeah.
so much other great things to look at. Yeah, roll the truck for that garbage light ticker. We're not going to spend no time on it.
It even
Next, yeah,
dropped off the list right after you noticed it. So
it did.
it's
It did. It should have been all the way at the bottom, wasting our time here. One more, and then we'll head down to the gap down. SOUN. And this is up 8.1. Hard to borrow. Soundhound. We've seen this plenty of times on the list. And every time I look at it, I feel like puking. So nothing changes today. Horrible ticker. I don't like it. So I'm going to pass on it. I don't think we have a puking emoji, but we do have a garbage can with burning puke behind that. So yeah, we'll get rid of that one. That looks brutal. Peter, any reason whatsoever I should change my mind and watch this ticker today? Do you have anything?
I mean, there's some little bits of news on them. SoundHound, apparently they're AI. This is AI, so as soon as you mention AI, people get all excited about the potential applications of it. They've been talking. The CEO was talking about how they are looking to incorporate AI into some auto manufacturers. Although they were a little vague about which auto manufacturers this might be. Talking about their AI chat assistant could support your driving experience and even allow you to make purchases as you're driving down the road. Exactly what we need to be able to shop while we're driving. But anyways, how that all really is going to come to reality, you know what? They can say lots of things. Until you see it, it's not real, but sometimes you don't need to see it. The market can get excited and move a stock on speculation alone. Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? That's the old axiom. So I feel like that's what's happening. Although I'm just reading here, it looks like that potential partnership with this AI powered speech recognition is with Stellantis. So Stellantis, as you may know, STLA is the stock ticker on that. They're one of the big mega corps behind a whole lot of brands that they've been buying up over the last decade or so. So there you go. So maybe there's some real stuff to this. Whether that's going to move SoundHound today, Carlos, I don't want you throwing up in your mouth all day because that just leaves a bad taste. Quite literally, dad joke intended. But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, 10 million shares, it's moving, so
Yeah,
be worth
that
it.
definitely in play. Again, I don't like it. A few times I had it in my watch list. It's traded horrible, so I'm gonna skip on it today. All right. Before we get to the gap down, Peter. I know a lot of these our members are gonna throw out, but is there anything you wanna maybe that's not on the list you want to talk about on the gap up?
There is a ton of stuff on this list. A couple that I'll mention, just one for actual fact. We see a lot of the Bitcoin miners on the list. They've been in a depressed state for the last little while, making a little bit of a price comeback on Bitcoin prices. It's testing the $60,000 mark again. We're sitting just under it right now at 59,300, but it may get up over that. If it does, we're going to see renewed interest in these. You can see Iron, CleanSpark, Riot, a whole bunch of these on the list, right? So that's the reason, is because of the Bitcoin prices moving up a little bit. What I was amazed to see on our list, Carlos, is Joby. Do you remember Joby? I was just making fun of autonomous, well, not making fun. We were talking about autonomous vehicles driving with Baidu
Mm-hmm.
moving yesterday. Joby is the autonomous helicopters, like
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
it's I don't know if would you call it a helicopter or like an oversized drone? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just an
It looks
oversized
like more
drone.
like a drone. Yeah, it looks like a drone because it
Yeah,
got like
they look like
four,
anyways,
6
the
propellers.
intent
Yep.
is to
Yep.
build these autonomous flying taxis. There you go. Oh, look at that, baby. Looks like a
Yeah.
drone with a human strapped to the bottom of it.
And I
An
see it. I
aircraft.
actually saw one of these, Peter. I saw it. They have it right by the airport. I'm always around the airport and doing stuff there. But they have it, and it looks pretty cool, man. I'll take a ride on it. It looks safe. I know you. That's not your thing, but it looks
Oh,
pretty cool, man.
okay. I just keep saying I am not going to be anywhere near the first person in this baby. So, you know what? by all means, make it happen. Just don't fly it where it's going to crash into my house, my kids, or or myself, I guess. But yeah, look at them. They're talking about how they're going to fly them around from downtown heliport to JFK and get you there in record time. And sounds lovely, but again, I'm going to let someone else do it for a while before I'm convinced that it's safe. But all power to them. So they had a test flight, anyways, and it was what they call a landmark 523-mile hydrogen electric flight, just demonstrating the potential of this technology. So good on them. Put it into our news, and it just amuses me. But as a hey, look, as a maybe a swing trade, a long-term investment, it may be a thing to do. Like this may be the future. What do I know? There you go.
Yeah,
I may
yeah,
be jumping in one to go visit my grandkids sometime, but that sometime will not be very soon. So
yeah, yeah.
we'll see. But Joby, I just saw that on the list and I had to mention it. So there you go. That's all
Yeah.
I got for the gap
Um,
up. Bunch of stuff on the gap down we can talk about.
Yeah, let's start with the gap down here, guys. So let's look at IVP this morning, and this is down 30%, 267,000 shares traded. Looks horrible. Less than a million shares float. So again, I just don't want to spend any time on stuff like this on a day like today, where you have Nvidia up 1.3, Tesla going from red to green here. I mean, just tons of movement. And as we mentioned before, the overall market doing some stuff. Oh, a little turn in direction here on the market. So we got popped up, got things going, and now we're heading back towards the previous day close. Nothing we haven't seen before, right? When news kicks out, you get the initial reaction, and then when things settles down, okay, what does this really mean for the market, right? Kind of like AI, right? What does it really mean for companies that are actually going to make money? Everybody went up. There's only a few companies that are actually making money: Nvidia, Microsoft, and some others. So yeah, interesting. Getting a nice little drop here. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Peter.
I'm surprised that this is even publicly traded. This is a company called Inspire Veterinary Partners, the one you were talking about here, IVP. They had a
Yeah,
secondary offering. I don't know. It's a vet. It's a vet with the only differentiation being that it's an employee-owned veterinary group that is apparently publicly traded. So when they say employee-owned, it's not all employees; it's also the general public because it's traded. I don't quite know how that ownership model works, but it doesn't really matter. Secondary offerings are not great to trade.
yeah, yeah. There we go. So I don't like it. It looks so bad. What does look quite bad as well, which we got to do better at, is our likes this morning. Only 85 likes over on YouTube. That is pretty bad. So
What?
we got to do better than that. Help us, guys, get to 367 viewers so far. We could do much better. So if you're enjoying the show, if you're enjoying Peter's rants, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it.
I should.
So definitely help us there. Thank you.
Yeah. You know
Um,
what? I should rant about the likes. We work
oh,
hard every day here to give you this show.
uh,
We need your likes. Just it takes but a second.
well,
Hit the thumbs up and we'll. Oh, my voice is even going old. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
Peter, the lights are going down. Actually, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's actually
So
working.
are they? Oh no, we're getting all the thumbs
No,
down.
no, no, it's actually working. If this doesn't work, Peter, we can get you one of these polls, and I'm telling you, we could put a poll. You put a poll right there in your office, your little dancing stuff, and we'll get the likes up and running to 500, 600 every morning before even Andrew comes on. So we got some options
Yeah.
if this doesn't work out. You know.
All right. Well,
Um,
we could do that. You know what? I will use the poll. I'm going to go buy a cardigan at the same time, and we'll do the
yeah,
poll and a cardigan. So
and it could be one of those
something you've
portable
never
ones. You don't
seen
have to
before.
keep it. Yeah,
Your
yeah.
your eyeballs will be burned forever, and you'll never want to see it again. So
Absolutely.
there you
Well,
go.
if that doesn't make you stand up and hit that button, let's show you a picture of Andrew. His parachute did open yesterday, so he's in chat, as you can see here. But yeah, Andrew
Yeah,
went skydiving yesterday, and let's take a. I
you
think Brent
did.
has that. There we go. Look at that.
Can
Um,
we get the? Can we
I,
get that? See that's the promo picture that they show. Lovely picture, isn't it? Awesome. Look at
I
that.
only I only sent Brent the promo pictures because he wasn't with the ones
Ah,
that.
no.
Yeah,
I
those
wanted to get the
those
other
only
one where you
came
can
to the
zoom in on his
BBT
face.
chat.
Yeah. Anyways, all right,
That was
we'll do
like the
that
initial
another time.
reaction of oh my god, what did I just get into? That other picture we
Yeah.
have. Oh, Andrew will show you that. You got to stay tuned. Andrew will show you that when he goes live today at 9:30. So
There
he'll
you
show
go.
you that of his what did I get myself into face. Um But yeah,
Pretty awesome
nice.
shot right there. Look at the mountains in the
That is a great
background,
shot.
the river.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's a
awesome.
great shot.
And we can see that same bridge down on the bottom right that we saw Brian's picture when he was skydiving
Hmm.
with the mustache on. So oh, cool.
Yeah,
There you go. Look at that. See, there's that bridge again.
there it is.
Look at that.
That is a
Oof.
spot. That for those that missed it yesterday, that is Bryant there in its early days, and you can see the nice little
Yeah.
mustache. What year was this, by the way? You got to get the year
I
on
don't
that.
know. I'm guessing that's sometime in the 80s, maybe
Nice,
90s.
nice, nice, nice. Good old times, man.
1955. We've got guesses from
No,
1955 to 2020.
no, come
I love
on,
it.
no, no, no. That's the '80s. Come on. All right. Friends, let's as Andrew would say, let's get back into character and let's hopefully that helped the likes 193. So yeah, hit those likes, really
There you
appreciate it. Let's look at one that's gapping down today and driving some other airlines down with it. It is Delta down 10% this
Indeed.
morning, 1.9 million shares traded. Peter, who's gonna get fired here today? What's going on with the airlines as we see them
And
drop
you're
this
right. I
morning?
see a number of the airlines on the list here. Down lower on the list, we have United, we have American, but it's Delta that's causing the move. They had earnings, one of the first out of the gate with their earnings in this new earnings season, and they had a mixed picture. They beat on revenue, but missed on their bottom line. And despite the fact that they, say that the demand is still strong, travel is still robust, they softened their guidance for the next quarter. And as soon as you sort of even, blink, if you flinch when the analysts are asking you for your guidance, they're going to be knocking you down a peg or two. And that's exactly what we're seeing this morning. So really, it's on guidance. I don't know. I mean, some of the headlines are, Delta sagging profit signals trouble for airlines. It's really, frankly, not that dire, but it doesn't matter. As soon as, like I said, any sign of weakness, a little bit of blood in the water, and those analyst sharks come out and start to nip at you. So that's what we're seeing here on Delta. So it's probably going to be a rough day on Delta, but you never know. We've seen this before where they can gap down pre-market and do this massive turnaround right after the open and shoot higher. So just be ready for anything. Right now, though, the news is that it's weaker out there on the airlines, and we're seeing them all. Well, the big ones drop.
Yeah, taking a hit for sure. Delta is going to be on my list today, guys. I love the volume here of 1.9, so I'm going to add that on there. And you can look at the other ones. You got United, you got American Airlines. American Airlines always gets great volume. So right now you're sitting at 4 million shares traded. These guys have not been in play. But today, you could see a possible action out of them. So I'm going to put them on my secondary, but Delta's the one really that's driving things this morning. That is what I want to see on my main list today. So heading lower, we have we'll do a few more INMD, and this looks ugly in mode LDT, whatever this means. But we are down 8%, 290, and it just doesn't look good, guys. It doesn't look pretty at all. It's actually a little bit garbage like. Look at this daily, right? Very low volume on the daily. That's one, and just a lot of choppy action. So not a fan of this at all, guys. I'm gonna skip it. Peter, do you have anything to share on this INMD ticker?
They reduced their guidance slightly coming into. They said they're going to release their actual quarterly results on August 1st, but going into it, they said sort of expect it to be at the low end of the range, which is which is like we just talked about, a recipe for reducing your stock price. So yeah, but this used to be on our list much more frequently. It's not a great trader, so yeah, we can move on.
Yep. Moving on to the next one, and again, the rest just we know these tickers very well. They've been on our list in the past, and they're just hanging out with a lot of garbage. Most of the time. SNGX
Uh,
garbage ticker. I
yeah.
don't like it. Hard to borrow. So I'm just gonna move on. We saw this yesterday, I think, too. ZIM, another garbage ticker.
I know
That
we got
doesn't
Zim
trade
and
very
Zap
well.
together on the list. I love it.
It's
It's
just it's like a garbage parade at the moment, guys. On this next couple of
garbage
tickers. So
parade.
we need a garbage train, like just with garbage containers rolling by here.
If
But
Why don't you go right
keep
to
in
the
mind when
bottom of the
we
list? We got Pepsi down
yeah
there.
we'll go to that one. That's at least something we could probably look at. But keep in
Yeah,
mind when we say
Pepsi.
garbage, we're talking about the way we like to trade, right? Because I saw someone do an amazing trade in our P Capital group on ZIM,
Right.
right? But they're trading very different than we do. So don't feel offended. Don't get your what. But yeah. That's what we mean by that. So be careful. Peter, go ahead. Do you want to talk about Pepsi?
Yeah, so Pepsi had earnings. They're one of the ones I was tracking on earnings. Typically, don't get a lot of pre-market volume, but they can occasionally trade well during the market day. They had a pretty mixed picture. They missed on top line revenue, but they beat on earnings. So they're managing their costs well. But top line revenue was down. Looks like demand was slightly down, and despite demand was down a lot more than the analysts were expecting, especially being that they increased prices in a lot of areas. So despite the increase in prices, they still couldn't make up the difference on revenue. Also, there was some news. The FDA took the opportunity, it looks like, to also remind shareholders, I guess, that there was some long-term salmonella issues with their Quaker Oats factory, which is a subsidiary of Pepsi. Didn't actually know that, but there you go. Anyways, and Pepsi has acknowledged that, yes, they've had long-term issues and they are working on it. So not that they've fixed it, but they're working on it. I guess that's a little bit of a concern. Nobody wants salmonella in anything that they're buying, but yeah, they've had some problems. So I think that sort of the 1-2 punch of lowered revenue. They haven't lowered forecasts. I want to be clear on that, but they're showing sort of weakness on the revenue and growth side. So we're seeing Pepsi move down, and it may be in play. It may not. It's tough to tell. This is the one that only comes up once every quarter. Similar to that, there's another one that didn't make the list that I'll mention because it's the last of the earnings I was following, which is CAG, Conagra Brands. Massive company, not a great trader. Mixed picture. They missed revenue, beat earnings, similar to Pepsi. So seems to be the tail in that sector. So CAG, if you're interested in Conagra. That's what I had from the actual gap list. Carlos, there was a couple of other things that were moving around here that I thought we could mention. You haven't asked me for what I'm watching
Yeah.
yet, but I'll jump in with them.
That was next
Um,
after Pepsi. So yeah.
keeping an eye on Pfizer. Pfizer's got some good volume here this morning, more than usual. Anyways, 4 million shares traded this morning, and it's gapping up a little bit. It takes a lot to move Pfizer, right? Because this is definitely not a low float. It's the opposite end of the spectrum. It's a massive float. So it takes a lot to move this thing. But they did have some good news that they've got a once-day oral weight loss pill. Everybody wants the pill that's going to solve everything, and especially when it comes to weight loss. So Pfizer says that they are moving forward with this obesity drug, right? The answer to the Ozempic shot, I guess, and like we know that weight loss. Talk about a weight loss product, and your stock was moving on it. Pfizer's in the mix here now with a pill that's you just take it once a day and be thin, I guess. I don't know. Does sound like snake oil, as Jason is saying, doesn't it? I don't know. It's but hey, whatever. This is what they're developing, so the stock is moving. We're not really worried about the real world effects. We're worried about the effect on the stock price, and that's all that really matters in the short term. So, might be worth keeping an eye on Pfizer today if that news interests you or that stock interests you, especially later in the day. Pfizer can get moves that sort of happen all day or take you throughout the day. So that was one that I was going to mention. And I did also want to mention, I feel like I need to mention, we had some great movers yesterday. I know it's stuff I talk about all the time, but Apple, what the heck? Apple's got like no real news out there. But it's all-time high after all-time high. It ended on strength yesterday into the close. Look at the daily chart. Like, it didn't go outside of its range. It started at the low. It moved to the high. There's no wicks on that candle from yesterday at all. So it just steadily moved its way up all day. And that was frustrating to me as a reversal trader because it just did not want to reverse at all. But anyways, yeah, Apple. What can I say, man? It's just strong. So it might be worth watching if you like Apple. Tesla has been a steady mover for us. It's pulled off of the high that it had set yesterday, but it's still up in that range. If you look at the daily, look at the little spinny top type doji we had yesterday, which means it can go either way here today. I feel that. I don't know. There's still enthusiasm out there. Tesla's not done. It said, hold my beer. back at the end of June, and off it's gone running, right? When it was sitting below 200. Remember when it was struggling to get over 200? Feels like a long time ago, but really it was only like 2 weeks ago. So, anyways, Tesla is off to the races. And of course, I can't end without mentioning our friends in the chip sector. And we're looking at NVIDIA, we're looking at AMD. Over the last week, we've been talking about MU and Intel, and we were talking about TSM yesterday. I mean, the whole sector is active. Obviously, the ones we always fall back to, we keep going to. For me, anyways, is AMD. For a lot of you people, a lot of you guys out there trading, it's Nvidia. Whichever one you want to watch. I mean, the sector continues to show strength, so or at least show movement, and I love the movement in this sector. So this is one that I trade all the time. I was trading at AMD heavily yesterday and got some good opportunity. It made some great moves. Andrew traded it off the open yesterday and got a $6-7 move or something off of it. So yeah, it was it can give you opportunity if you stick with it. So there you go. That's my list for this morning.
All right, thank you, Peter. Friends, yeah, some of you guys mentioned Riot. It's funny. I was looking at hashtag BTC, and it's coming up blank for me, Peter, and for some people in the chat as well. But I'm not getting the charts I usually do when I
I
put
get it.
hashtag BTC. Did that change?
Really, it's coming up for
You still
me.
have it? No, it's not coming
Yeah.
up for me, and I'm doing it right. Right, you do the pound sign,
Yeah.
BTC. All
Yep.
right, I'm not sure what's going on. All right, it was
Yeah.
working just yesterday, so we'll figure it out.
Need
All
to
right.
change servers there.
Yeah, I'll probably try it after the show here. All right, friends. So let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. So far on my list, I have Nvidia, I have Tesla, I have Delta Airlines. Apple's another good one that Peter did mention. It takes a while to get going, but I have that on my secondary here as well. That's going to be a nice one to look at as well. But let's start with you guys. Looking at Nathan, you have SMCI. I think you're just mentioning this based on all the semis that are in play. This is one of them you can look at as well. My favorites are NVIDIA and AMD. As you guys know, they get the volume, they trade well. NVIDIA has been NVIDIA seems like it understands what kind of company it is. Join the party here. It's been just sideways, right? NVIDIA and everybody else have been getting all the action. A few days ago, they finally started to get going here, and they ripped yesterday too. So that was nice. So AMD, I'm going to add them as well on a secondary list. For the most part here, heading down QS. Tyler, we did look at QS again. I'm not a big fan of these type of tickers. I have it on my secondary. I think it is in play. It is a nicey stock, so it'll move a little bit weird, but it's not a low flow, it's just lower price. So I have it here. If I have space on my main list, I'll move it up. It is in play. I just don't know how well the 5-minute RB is going to trade on a stock that's up this much, right? 32%. It's going to be a lot of funny business in the first couple of minutes. But yeah, let's see what happens here. My old friend Baba is moving, says Mike. Let's take a look. Baba, I love Baba, man. We had some really good times with Baba. Up 2% this morning, 343,000. It is moving. It is breaking out here. Could be interesting. Now, might not really be heavily in play, but I like Baba a lot. I know you've done some really great trades on this thing, so I'm gonna add it to my list just because I like the way it trades when it is in play. But you can skip it. It's not something that's heavily in play this morning. Let's look at PLTR today from Heath over on YouTube. PLTR continues to just crush it here, right? The last couple of days going higher and higher. PLTR trades for me very weird. When I watch it, it doesn't move well. When I don't watch it, it moves amazing. It's just one of these stocks that you just got to be careful with. And great example yesterday, right? Does nothing here, nothing, just back and forth, back and forth. And this is just not a big enough move. This is like 10 cents, 20 cents, right? So back and forth, then eventually you get the breakout. So for a 5-minute ORB, this is not ideal. And I get this a lot on PRTR. So when I watch this, I get stopped out a couple of times and look for something else. So again, for 5-minute ORB, it's not the best ticker. But if you do like this one, watch it. It does have some volume today, and it is getting above the highs from yesterday and the day before. So doing pretty well as far as movement there for PLTR. So Heath, if you like that one, definitely put it on deck. Let's look at PayPal. We haven't seen that one in quite some time. And we're going to start seeing names that we don't look at often, as you mentioned, Peter. For example, banks. Tomorrow, banks start reporting, right? In the following week,
Yep.
start seeing major companies coming in. So we'll start looking at stuff that we don't normally look at. PayPal is one of these companies that we look at when we have earnings. I don't know what's going on today. There's not really much happening. They do have 1.6 million shares traded, but I don't see them heavily in play. this morning. So we'll skip on down for now, George. But if you like, if you have space, put it on there. AMD is just rational. Yeah, AMD. I agree, Melanie. I have AMD on here. It's got some good volume this morning. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's been trading really good the last couple of days. Our good buddy Kirion is giving us Mara. So is Chris. What's going on with Mara here? I think this is just overall market movement right now, right? We had the SPY react at 8:30, the market, and coming back down a little bit. So not really its own individual news. And I think you have a lot of tickers that are, if they're somewhat alive, that are responding to the overall market, right? So I think that's good. But as far as it being in play individually, I'm not seeing that right now, right? So if you have space on your list, definitely add it on there. But I don't see it having its own play at the moment, right? So
A few of our
let's
members,
see.
speaking of the
Mhm.
overall market, are mentioning IWM. So IWM is an index, an amalgamation of 2,000 smaller cap companies. Yeah, and it's like it's moving this morning. But again, like Carlos was just saying, that's the market, right? We talked about the economic data. We had the jobless claims as well as the CPI number come out, and that you can see the IWM got the biggest benefit, I suppose, from it, is it took that gain right at 8:30 and continued a little bit higher. So while that's looking good, IWM directly for me is not something that I trade, right? So it's good to be aware of what you like and what you don't like, but yeah, so a lot of the smaller companies clearly are moving higher with the positive economic news.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it, friends. Wow, 9:12. Let's jump over to our community events and announcements. So we got a good list right now: NVIDIA, Tesla, and Delta. I like that for the moment. We can always look at what else is next in a couple of minutes. But Peter, take us to what's happening today on this beautiful Thursday.
All right. Well, it's Thursday, which means it's psychology. It's a day when I cannot speak. It's Psychology Day, which means we've got our mentorship sessions, four of them, in fact, for your education and information today. We start with John at 11 o'clock. He's in the webinar room for all of our elite members, and it's a great introductory type not one-on-one, but it's one-on-few, where you can get your questions answered. You can get some in-depth mentorship, whether it's something that happened today, earlier this week, or a general question that you've got. We encourage you to check it out. Go to John's mentorship, and you can get some questions answered there. Then we continue the day at 2 p.m. Megan and Jared take over talking options. So there's a good place to focus your options questions, or if you want to learn more about options, you go there and you will learn a lot in that 1 hour, I promise you. And that's at 2 o'clock. Then at 4, we've got Lenny, who takes over doing his relatively new session on equities right after the market close, once again in the webinar room. And then we close off the day with Thor. Thor's going to do his 8 p.m. mentorship session. Every Thursday that happens, and it's always a great energetic session with our good buddy Thor. So hopefully you'll put all of those in your calendar and pay attention to them, because it's good learning opportunities. Did I say Wednesday? Thursday? Whatever. It's Thursday today. If I said it wrong, then my apologies. What I want to remind you of is that we've got a number of membership options at Bearable Traders in the community. If you want to join a trading community that's active all the days and hours that the market is open, check out Bearable Traders. BearableTraders.com is the place to go. You can see all these membership options from the intro right through to the Elite Annual. We still have our deal going on with the Elite Annual, so take advantage of it while you can, and hopefully we'll see you soon. And today, like every day, this show is sponsored by TradingTerminal.com, which is the place we recommend you go to get your news, information, courses. If you want some courses of study, you can check them out there. We got a live and free scanner that you can use all day, a simulator, and a replay mode that you can go and replay any stock on any day. We were just talking about that with our team. We're always developing new functions and features. So if you're using it and you say, I wish it had something, let us know. There's a feedback right at tradingterminal.com, right on the page, and you can tell us what you're looking for, and our development team will add it to the queue. All right. So with that, we do have some levels to set, and we're running a little bit late because we do have a lot of things to take a look at. So I'll hand it back over to Carlos, and we'll get started.
Thank you, Peter. Guys, let's jump right here. First of all, let's hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. We're sitting at, I think I saw 243, right? So 244 right now, with 560, 16 viewers. So thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hopefully this is helpful, getting you ready for the market open. Let's take a look at, I only have three right now. I'll add more as we go through the morning. I mean, it's just a lot to watch, but I have NVIDIA, Tesla, and Delta on my list. I might move Apple. I might move up AMD. But for right now, we'll do levels for these, especially for the sake of time. And then we'll look at what our moderators are looking at this morning. Let's start here with NVIDIA today. 135, no, 134.01 is the low of the pre-market here. Reaction you're going to see on many of the stocks that we're looking at this morning is this 8:30 reaction. If you missed it, that was the CPI data that came in and is driving these numbers as you're seeing there with the overall market. So 134.01 for the low of the pre-market. 137. I have to try. Yeah, 137. 33 is the high of the pre-market on NVIDIA. And once you do that, we move over to the left over here, and towards the top, you do have your all-time highs around that 144.66 that we've been seeing. So we'll slam one there. And then towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing an incredible job. We don't need this here. No, actually, we do. Yeah. So doing an incredible job on NVIDIA. Here is Tesla now, guys. Going to remove some of the older levels, and high of the pre-market pretty close to the high of yesterday. So slightly below it by a couple of cents here. Is actually 267.30 is the high of the pre-market, and the low is at the bottom at 261. 08 is the low of the pre-market on NVIDIA. I'm sorry, on Tesla. Once you look at Tesla, guys, again, this thing has been, it managed to pull off its 11th green day in a row here. So I know it's very little, right? Almost failed, but it did. It managed to pull off its 11th green day of gapping up. Even this one here counts as a gap up, right? Because if you look at it, it gapped up here, it sold off, but it stayed higher than the day before. So it's considered still a green day. And yeah, going on, trying to make number 12. That's got to be some kind of record for this company. But yeah, looking really, really nice this morning. And just the strength continues to happen here. But you are seeing it is getting a little bit toppy, but don't let that fool you or mean anything, because this stock is crazy and it can take off and rally again very easily. So there's Tesla, 3.7 million shares traded in the pre-market. That's the type of volume that we've been used to seeing in Tesla when it's trading so drastically like this, and we love it, man. Great, a lot of good opportunities on Tesla. Delta Airlines with earnings here down quite a bit, down 9%, 2.1 million shares traded. Low of the pre-market, 42.11. You're going to see other airlines as well down this morning. American Airlines, United Airlines are on deck. Southwest, which is Love, is also here. So many other airlines in play. I do have American Airlines on my secondary. They tend to get great volume, but the one in play today is clearly Delta. If we look to the left a little bit, look at this 42.11. That's an area where we had a lot of resistance and support in the past. So no surprise why that is your low of your pre-market, and where the market is finding some kind of support after this drop here. 43.91 is a great area as well of the daily. And then 45.37, another good spot. Again, just where you see a lot of touches. A lot of touches, changing directions, they slamming into that level, that price action, that price target. That's where you want to put a level. 45.37 has all of that. So we're going to mark that down as you see here. Towards the top, if somehow we manage to go into the green, which again, that'll be difficult after such a big drop like this. 48.41 seems to be an area where you want to mark down. But again, I'm just going to put that one above the pre-market highs and the highs and lows of the last two trading days. I don't expect this to make that type of move today. So there we have it, guys. NVIDIA, Tesla, and Delta. I'll add more as we move forward here into the market open, but let's look at these tickers. And I'm not going to read through all of them because we have so many moderators now. So I'm going to want to be picky here on what I go through. But if you look at most of our moderators, are all watching Tesla. So Thor, for example, has Tesla. Avi has Tesla and NVIDIA. Jared is looking at the Qs and IWM. Pierre's looking at NVIDIA and Tesla as well. And if you notice, everybody has this usual suspect. Like Andrew here, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and XBEF. Swing on TNA. So can't wait to hear about that one. That's got to be doing amazing today. We've given the numbers are out. AMD has something different here. AMD, Meta, and Disney on for him. So potential longs on all of those. So take a look at that. And then as we go down to Megan, TSM, IWM, Amazon, and AMD on her list. Peter, your list is a little bit different as well. AMD, Tesla, Delta, and then secondary list Apple, PFE, and NVIDIA. And then our good buddy Brandon with a bunch of usual suspects as well on his list: Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, and Delta. The man of the hour, Brian, very tight and short list this morning. I like that. Nvidia, Tesla, and Meta for him, and then Phil and Eleni also with their list coming in. A lot of our usual suspects here as well: Nvidia and Tesla on both of them, and you can see Apple, PFE, and Lenny's list. Is Lenny's list just getting longer and longer every time? I feel like his list just it gets longer. Like it's just
You just
we're
keep
gonna have
adding
to add
things.
like a more space for Lenny on the text message here because it's just wild. So yeah, Lenny, you have a boatload of stuff here. Lenny's watching the entire market, guys, and he's adding a United Airlines looks like as well. So
And
all right,
there
we're
he
not
is.
going to read Lenny's Bible of tickers there. All right, friends, that is what we have. Andrew and Brian are up next, trading live for you guys. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton to support the channel, to keep bringing this stream live to you, and also to keep the live trading, right? The live trading is important for us to get these likes. If we don't, then what's the reason we're doing it for, right? We want to make sure the channel grows and we're providing some good content for you guys. And if you feel that way, hit that thumbs up. That's a great way to support what we're doing. Peter, anything else before we hop off?
We got it covered. Just trade smart today, everybody, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Stay tuned for live trading.
Yep. Take care, guys. I see Brian. Where's Brian trading from today? Brian's got like is that his hotel room?
What?
Good morning,
Brian's
Brian.
in a hotel room, yes.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Brian's trying
Where
to
are you
adjust
today,
the
by the
light.
way? Where are you traveling to?
I'm in the lovely city of Kamloops.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Andrew should be joining shortly here. As we mentioned before, his parachute did open, so he is around. And he should be joining us in just a second. And Brian, you was right. His Peter mentioned that his picture is right at the same spot where you took your picture. You can see the bridge from the background on Andrew's picture. So yeah, so pretty cool stuff. There it is. There's yours. All right, so you got the
There it
bridge
is.
back there, and then here's Andrew. You got the bridge on the bottom,
Do you,
right there.
Yeah.
we were
And
debating what year yours was taken. Can you settle the debate? Do you know what year that was?
that would have been probably in 1984 or 5,
Oh, a little
probably.
earlier than expected. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
So I moved out into the West Coast in the 80s, and I flew for a couple of years at the place where Andrew did his jump.
Fantastic. Well,
Didn't
yeah, the jump shoot is definitely 80s styling. So, but
yes, didn't
yeah.
didn't kill anyone. I didn't tell Andrew this, but literally the week after I sort of stopped flying from there, somebody died doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning,
Nice you
everybody.
kept that back. Well, Andrew made it back, thank goodness. He looks safe and
Yes,
sound.
thank
Good
goodness. It
morning.
was,
Yes.
as with everything, there's, everything you do, there's always a risk. You walk out on the street, there's a risk of getting hit by a car. So
The
anyway,
exact date that
so
that picture was taken was June 1945. It was part of D-Day when the U.S. Landed in Europe. I think that's the picture that Brian took.
see, I'm not quite
All
that
right,
old.
so Brian, I don't know where you are. You seem like a hotel room somewhere.
I am.
Did you get into
I'm in
fights with your
Kamloops.
wife? Um,
I mean,
all right, so IWM is running up. Inflation cooled down for the first time since 2020. So IWM, which is the most rate sensitive index, is rallying. SPY and Qs are kind of flat. They're already really moved up significantly. NVIDIA is interesting. Now broke, the only thing that is left is all-time high for NVIDIA at 140. AMD had a really amazing trading day yesterday. Now is gapping up. Tesla is kind of looks exhausted. What's your watch list, Brian?
not too many things because I don't have all my tools in front of me here, but I'm just looking at the usuals. Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, and kind of looking at Meta. I thought it would look like it was selling off.
What's Delta for?
Uh,
Is Delta? I didn't check at the news.
yeah,
Delta is the earning.
Delta had earnings this morning, so it's trading down a lot. It actually might be it's trading. Unfortunately, it's trading above the VWAP. Otherwise, it might be a interesting rising devil trade. But it well, it's now below the VWAP. Might be a rising devil trade.
TNA is interesting. Actually, this morning I bought some TNA. I sold some of it yesterday. So after the news came out at the 8:30, I just bought some. Let's see if we can get above 40. Most likely it's gonna go maybe in the next few days. It looks like IWM really holding really nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, SPY and the Qs aren't really doing much. Sort of holding steady. I didn't hear what the number was. What was the number on the CPI?
Actually, I didn't see the number either, but I heard that it was the first time that it's decreasing month over month.
Oh, okay.
Decreasing month over month, yeah. So
Well, it must have been because I think it's been your CPI 3% year over year, below 3.4. CPI came in minus 0.1. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's typically been 0.2, I think, month over month recently. Jared was hoping for a big gap up and then a sell off. No, I guess we're not getting that, unfortunately.
EMF,
But
TMF, which is the leverage of bonds, doing pretty good. Oh,
oh yeah, yeah, bonds. What is TLT doing this morning?
yeah, so if the interest rates are coming down, bonds, it's good for bonds.
Yeah. TLT, the bond, long bond ETF, it's up $1 right now. So that means bond prices up, yields down. So Tesla's struggling a bit here. It looks like Tesla's going to go red on the day. Meta's selling off as well.
Is down. Is Pepsi
Oh, there goes
earning, or there's a news on it?
Tesla.
Pepsi.
Tesla doesn't. Oh, Pepsi. Pepsi also reported, yes. UPS. UPS doesn't have any volume, and it's an NYSE stock, so it could be interesting. It's definitely found a level at 134 that it's holding. I mean, for a swing trade, it might be interesting. Yeah, Tesla sold off to PDC. I never really trust these pre-market moves. Market makers can move the stock around. Delta, I wish Delta was looking a little weaker. MU's down a bit.
$45 seconds to the open.
See what Meta does at the open. It's looking really weak too. Tesla's threatening to go red here.
Yeah, the overall market seems that has no momentum to go up anymore.
Well, yeah, I think it's we've really had a big run up, so I'm not surprised. Let's see what Meta does here.
Ding, ding, ding. It's open. There's no
Ding, ding,
volume on
ding.
Delta yet. There's no volume. VDA is rejected the VWAP. Let's see what NVIDIA is giving us. I always love the volume and order flow on NVIDIA. The flat queues are almost flat. It's riding. That's nice. AMD is gonna go to 185. It seems like it. Be a good long opening range breakup. Yeah, got such a bad feel on it. Or yeah, I got a horrible feel on it. 180, 185.16 is my average. Let's see, it's gonna go up.
I'm long with you on that.
Nice. Selling some 185.60.
It looks interesting. Filled some orders.
Nice. AMD long for 1 minute range breakup. Let's go to 186. Partialing out 186 here.
There we go.
That was
Yeah,
very
we're
nice.
just selling some here, 186.
Oh, beautiful. It's gonna go to R3.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Did anyone take AMD? That was a very nice opening range breakup. I got a weird feel, but
SPY has gone, the Qs have gone red, eh? NVIDIA's gone down to
still long.
PDC is bouncing.
It was a nice potential. I'm only leaving on AMD here at 185.60. Let's see if we can do next pop up on it for R4. It's obvious.
Just shorted Tesla at 264. I think it's going to go red here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Covered some 263.
Get that AMD, nice. Oh man, AMD 186.40, setting partialing out more. Very nice.
Yeah, it's 186.40. Nice.
Wow. The AMD is super strong today. What's the chart? Yeah, 187.27 is a level we're gonna break out.
Flat on that Tesla. On the rest, it looks like it's going to try to break out here.
Oh, nice. Getting out more at 187, guys. AMD is, you got to be AMD. AMD is the trade of the day.
Yeah. AMD is the only thing that's actually looking half decent here.
That's very, very nice. Did anyone pick it on YouTube? What is this? What is this boom boom sound? Does it come from you?
I don't know. There's air conditioners. It's really quiet in the background, but
Tesla is interesting too for a long.
Yeah,
a long Tesla to 66.
I should have flipped my position when it went through.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if you can get a little bit of a better entry if it comes down, but it looks like it's squeezing all the shorts. It turned out to be a very nice move on Tesla. Oh, there's an echo from your side coming through, right? I think.
An echo. Okay.
Echo.
Echo.
Oh,
Echo.
AMD
Let
is
me
dropping. I'm gonna get out of AMD, guys. I'm all out of AMD. AMD is reversed completely back to VWAP my entry point. Didn't get to 187.27. Let's see if Tesla can do something.
Wow,
Add a
big
little bit on
reversal.
Tesla here to 65.32. Let's see if Tesla can go back up for the high of the day. IWM. Not really doing anything. Tesla, let's see if Tesla can do a 5-minute swing range breakup. It's bullish. Only problem is which problem? The only problem is probably my entry. You guys hear this boom, 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 boom? It drives me crazy. I'm losing my mind slowly, or there is actually like a boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you guys hear it too, yeah?
I don't know
It's
what it
not
is.
you, Andrew.
I can
It's
I
you.
can drop off. I don't. There's no noise here
Oh, don't
except.
drop off. Don't drop off. No, don't drop off. It was just I just wanted to know if it's in my mind or actually it's happening. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
No,
it's a
it's
feedback
it's
loop on
probably the.
your computer, Brian.
Yeah, I don't. And I've
No,
got
it's okay. It's okay. It's
the
fun.
echo.
It's fine. It's fun. It's like a war zone. Like you hear the doom, doom. Fine, it's fine. All right, let's see if this freaking Tesla is gonna hold above the VWAP or not. AMD turned out to be super garbage. Tesla, I'm also losing my hope on Tesla. Should I get out of it? Yeah, for now, I got out a little bit on it.
Qs and SPY
Still,
are flat. Everything's kind of settling into a range.
um, I got out a little bit of Tesla, but I still have it. I didn't press the exit completely yet. Well, let's see what it's gonna do. The problem with Tesla is just it's kind of really it doesn't seem like it's in place. The normal volatility of it. Nvidia is doing some stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Nvidia right now. It bounced
AMD
off
is
S3.
what's Delta Airline doing? What's Delta? Sold off. Huh? Right, if Tesla is breaking out, and we all gonna die rich. Come on, Tesla. NVIDIA. It's kind of NVIDIA. It's kind of the problem with NVIDIA is the same problem as Tesla. It's kind of flat. It doesn't seem that it's in play. Zero was gapping up.
Qs are selling off. SPY's gone red.
Come on, Tesla.
Tesla's trying. No position for me right now. Ugh.
The average is not great in Tesla. That's the problem. Still previously closed, holding very nicely. The bonds are still super strong.
Wow.
Tesla is still holding the VWAP.
Nvidia's dropping here.
It's the moment of truth on Tesla. NVIDIA is hitting a scanner.
Yeah, I'm just short a bit of the Nvidia right now. 134.07. Not a great entry.
Yeah. Oh, now it's good.
Ooh. Thank you.
That was not
Just covered
expecting
some
out.
more. I
As
just
soon
got
as you
some more
said
there
that, the
at
universe gave it to you.
50.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
out of Tesla, guys. I stopped down on Tesla. Tesla seems that it's going down.
Just covering some more. 133.57. This is S4 right in this area right now. The Camarilla pivot. It's covering some more. I'm just thinking it might bounce here. And there's the bounce. Yeah, sorry if there's a background noise. I don't know how you could hear that. It's just there's just a really low air conditioning noise that's kind of
No
going.
need to apologize. No. No need to apologize. That's what it is.
Okay.
Brian comes with his background noise. Either it's just birds or boom boom.
I've stepped up and brought the garbage trucks to the construction noise outside at my
Yeah.
house.
The
Since
pigeons.
we don't get it anymore. We don't get that from you anymore.
The Delta is
No
popping
pigeons,
up.
no
Yeah.
garbage trucks.
The Delta popped up very nicely.
Yeah, I think air travel's doing. I was going to say air travel's doing really well. It's the airlines aren't though.
SPY is ripping. What is that? I don't know.
It's not really ripping, but it's bounced. It's definitely trying to stay green.
What is NNE? People are saying NNE. Nanonuclear energy. Period.
What is it?
E. NVIDIA did a very nice bounce from S4.
Look at that.
I'm going to take another long on Tesla, 264.93.
I had to get out of the rest of NVIDIA. Yeah, it's really kind of
Tesla's,
choppy, but I did.
It is coming up. So I'm long, guys, in Tesla. Shooting at 266.
Oh, I don't like how the market's gotten kind of choppy.
This is it, guys.
Oh, nice.
Did anyone took Tesla?
Nice.
Wow.
You got a nice quick move on that, just like I did with NVIDIA. There's some big orders at 268 and 269.
I can see the future. Like as soon as I went, like they're just popping. I love these squeezes with the volume through the VWAP. They're super nice. This is gonna go up to 267.50. So Tesla, the reason that I took the trade on Tesla was first of all I was long and I got stopped out. It came back up with the volume that pushes through the VWAP, and I said, well, let's do it. Try it again. Open the strong. Yeah,
big order. Big order at 268.
Nice. Yeah,
there we go. Wow.
Yeah, more on that.
Beauty.
I have 4,000 shares left. Nice.
So some big orders at 269 and 270.
Wow. Well, I also watched the SPY too. Yeah, I was looking at SPY. So if you look at the SPY at around that time did a couple of really nice big pop above the VWAP, and so maybe market is kind of turning a little bit. So guys, YouTube, show me a channel that they can do live trading like this. You guys, the 616 of you who do not want to join us.
Mm-hmm. Even for just introductory offer.
I think Tesla is going to go up. Today is Tesla has more room, I think, in it. This is a nice squeeze of Tesla. Right. Nice. 269. I had a pretty solid day. This is way too easy, honestly. It wasn't like that, guys, in 2019. Or maybe I wasn't a good trader in that time. Have you noticed that, Brian, and you as well, because you've been trading for a long time, that this volatility is just crazy after the pandemic?
No, it's the market goes in waves. Sometimes it's easy to, the markets are easy to trade and everybody makes money, and other times it's more challenging. But yeah, this has been it's been a great run. Markets going up.
It's been a great run.
It's hard to lose money.
So somebody is asking a question, is that the 920 strategy, do you trade on indexes? The problem with the indexes is just, indexes, when you're talking about indexes, are billions of like trillions of dollars, market cap in there. So Qs, I think, is just trillions of dollars. To have that kind of move, it's just a little more difficult. But individual stocks, it's more possible to have these strategies on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember QQQ is 100 of biggest companies in the world.
It will work on the indexes as well, but yeah, it does tend to work better with the with individual companies.
All right. Do you think you might add a little bit on Tesla is a good idea?
It looks,
there you go. That was
strong.
A good idea. That was a super good idea. What's the next target on the Tesla? Well, we broke the yesterday high.
269. There's some big orders sitting there.
Yeah, there are some levels here, 269, around 869 as well. Let's see. I added more on Tesla. Let's see if we can get to 268.50. Oh, we did. Partialing out.
Yeah. There you go. I'm just selling some.
Nice, Mike J. Your entries are a little bit behind, but you stick to your trade book, which is very nice. What's
Here
NVIDIA
we
doing?
go.
NVIDIA is
Here
strong.
comes 269. Nvidia is struggling.
Yeah, and AMD too. AMD is super garbage.
Yeah.
Tesla is the
Yeah.
day. There
Meta
you
really
go.
rolled over.
Wow, that is super nice. Islam. Tesla is
All
super
right.
extended on daily chart too. I don't know how far we want to go.
Oh, yeah, I know. The daily chart looks unbelievable. Just so extended. Looks like GME.
Baidu. Wow, Baidu is also running off. What is the news on Baidu? The last 3 days is fire.
Yeah, yesterday it was pretty good too.
No, John, I haven't wanted. This Baidu is super nice.
Yeah, Baidu's going. Man, did it ever take off? It was
Self-driving cars,
$88.
no, of course.
Yeah, it was
Isn't it Baidu was
$88 at the
the
beginning of the week.
Amazon? No, Baidu was a car company.
No, Baidu's like I think it's like the Chinese version of Amazon, isn't it?
Amazon? Yeah, it was, I think, wasn't it? Chinese Google. Oh, yeah, Google. Yeah, you're Google. Yeah, the Amazon is the Baba, but
Yeah,
it's the Chinese Google. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's Chinese.
Well, good for them. I know this day trading Chinese company. I don't know. We never really got into that, except back in 2018. I remember there was a company called XNet. We were trading it like crazy, and then Neo and XPEP was nice in 2020. When
Really?
President Biden got elected, there was a lot of, or 2021, there was a lot of volatility on EV sectors. But they kind of died down, and I never really traded them that much.
Wow. Nvidia's at low of day.
The market is now accused of going down. IWM is still holding strong. So this is my open position, guys. So the TNA doing pretty good. I sold some TNA before yesterday because I didn't know the volatility, and then I added more again in the pre-market. I still have 2,000 shares of Tesla, and overall, that was a really good day for me. So AMD was profitable, and Tesla was profitable as well. So it turned out to be a very good trading day.
Wow. Meta's really dropping here with the market. Same with AMD.
Uh, mm. My gain on VOO Prakesh is I think it's about I'm like 25-30% on them. Do you work at the Canada Revenue Agency? Why do you ask about that question? Skydiving was fun. You gotta go and jump off the plane. That was really fun. Um,
How long did they?
IWM
How long did it take them to train you before you got in the plane? Was it very long?
just no, just 5 minutes. It's
Yeah.
just how to hold your hands and stuff. It was just useless. Uh, Yeah, IWM is going up very nicely. Like TNA again, like right
Yeah.
at 8:30, you can see my entry. I bought some. I think
Yeah.
TNA has
TNA really
room to
good.
go higher. IWM, the next level is around 209, 210. Um, The IWM, the reason that is going up more than Qs and SPYs is the most rate sensitive sector. There are 2,000 garbage company that they're all in debt and that kind of things. There's a lot of also small banks, regional banks in there, financials are in there. And if the rates are coming down faster, it's good for these guys, these little guys. SPY and Q, like, I mean, they have been run up so much that I don't, it's already priced in a good rate cut.
They need to borrow. They need to borrow money to stay afloat. So rates coming down is a good thing.
I think if the target of TNA would be maybe when IWM reaches around 209.65, which is the next big level on a daily chart. It was back in May 15 area. Maybe around that in the next couple of days. If you get there, maybe you can get out of TNA. But overall, this TNA, this is a very small portion of my my portfolio. So these leverage products, they're super. Oh, Tesla's going up. These leverage products, you got to be careful. Like my biggest loss in 2020 was holding these leverage products for a very long time. So got to be very careful of them. I know it's very tempting when things are going on a good direction, but the problem is when it doesn't go in your way. So Tesla 269.46 is pretty good. So I'll get it out more on it. I have 1,600 shares left on Tesla. It was
Big
really
order
nice.
at 270.
There you go. We're gonna
We
break
got
the
a
270.
big order at 270.
Leverage product, depending on what AT. In 2022, we were trading TQQ a lot, which is the leverage of QQQ. But I haven't really traded that much. Every product has a leverage thing. Like for example, TMF that is hitting the scanner now is the leverage of TLT. So for depending on which product we want to use, and like the reason that I have TNA is because I knew IWM is going to be volatile, either to the upside and to the downside. So, but TQQ again, like right now, not really. I'm not super interested in that.
I'm just long a little bit of Baidu and just selling some more
Just
Tesla.
to help Chinese economy.
Yeah, I don't like these Chinese stocks for holding, but just sold some. It was going to go through 104, so it looks like it still wants to go higher. There looks like there's a gap to fill here at
70.
around 108.
Oh yeah, it's getting out more on it. 270. Yeah, Tesla again. 273.94 is a level that I have. This is super nice, man. Well, SPY is only about to rebound.
Yeah, bounce back on the Qs. Just
Who's
going to
coming
sell
to Louisiana,
some more.
guys? Louisiana meets up August 9.
Selling some more Baidu. 104.33.
Wow, Baidu is super nice. John, are you taking it? John must be. Yeah. Yeah, John is the one who mentioned that.
Got in. I should have got in a little earlier. That nice little pullback to the 9 EMA was a great entry, just under 103.
It is absolutely nice, amazing. AMD and NVIDIA are garbage today. Tesla is super nice. IWM still going on.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. The reaping. IWM is reaping. Nice. Right, Tesla is doing some stuff at 270. We got a very good run on it. Louisiana is August 9, brief. So August 9, I know it's hot, warm, pretty warm. Oh, look at the IWM. I know it's pretty warm, but um,
Can be.
we do we do something. We stay
It's just,
inside.
but you can, you can take it. You can take severe cold. You can take severe heat. It's not actually the heat; it's the humidity.
Humidity. Yeah,
Tesla. Look at Tesla. Tesla's still going.
yeah, I know. Well, Aldous is asking, is it too late to jump in there? I think it's late, depending on your strategy. For long, I think it's a little bit too late because risk to reward is just not
No.
there.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I'd chase it up here.
August 9. Gonna be there
What
for
is
two
that?
nights, August 8 to 10.
Do you know where? Or where are you staying? Do you know where you're staying
Four
in
Season
New
Hotel.
Orleans?
Four
Okay,
Season, yeah.
I think I've stayed
It's
there
pretty
before.
surprisingly the prices were super low. Like Four Season was like $250 a night, which is
Yeah,
very interesting.
because I don't think it's. I think it's sort of low season there. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
typically go
probably.
there.
GME
You
is
get
hitting
some
the
good,
scanner. Let's see what the GME is doing.
good Cajun food.
Fun with Jared. I haven't seen Jared for a long time. The main reason that I'm going in there is I want to see Jared.
Yeah, I might. I'll look at it. I might come. I might come too.
Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, there is a meetup. We're gonna have a meetup on August 10th. I think the link is up there in the um, announcement section. The link is up there. I'm gonna also put it in the chat, so if anyone wants to see that.
Wow, the TLT keeps getting stronger.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
I covered my puts. Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't
did
really
you?
worth it anymore. Yeah, it was like
I'm
45
still.
cents.
Yeah, I'm still long some of mine. Or short, I should
Tesla.
say. All right, I'm gonna have to jump off to meet some people for breakfast. So good trading this morning.
It was great. It was
AMD, nice
amazing
pop.
trading day. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
So
really nice. Like, what else you want from the universe?
it's a great day to be alive.
Yet another great day to be alive. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
Tesla. Yeah, but be careful, guys, shorting Tesla. I mean, if you want to short it, manage your risk because that seems super strong. It might keep going with a couple of pullbacks. So it's super important to know what you're doing if you're shorting it. Goodbye, Brian. Don't eat too
Okay, we'll
much.
see you. We'll see you in the. See you tomorrow morning. Cheers,
Wow.
everybody. See you.
Wow. I now grab a few calls on IWM. Yeah, good. IWM seems interesting. TNA is going to hit 40. I do like to short, but not today. Did we short today? No, all of my trades were long. I short time to time. Most of my trades are long, but shorting is not a bad idea. Tesla 270, 50. It's kind of all the way to the in the range of my. I don't have much of a position left on Tesla, only 700 shares left. So what is happening? Anyone wants to come on the microphone? Tesla's going to go toward 271. AMD's coming back up. Taiwan Semiconductors, TSM is hitting the scanner. Let's see what that. TNA wants to break 40. IWM wants to break. Come on, yeah. All right, so TNA broke 40. That is super nice. Wow. So IWM is reaping, guys. So, Walcott, I think the best thing is partial slowly. If you are not 100% sure about, the target and holding, just partialing is, slowly would be nice. Like, for example, right now, Tesla, I'm just, every time I have this problem too, I get out too early. So I partial now slowly, change it to 5% because most of the brokers are now either free or per share structure. So you really don't need to worry about that. Guys, Brendan D recently joined us as part of the moderator team because he's a great trader. He's been with us for a very long time. I think it's 2017 or something. He's one of the very early members. He's still trading nicely in he's pretty active. He decided to have a session for us on Mondays at I think noontime around 12 about DAS. So helping you set up the hotkeys or any question that you have about anything related to DAS, or if just join his classes on 12 p.m. If you don't have anything about DAS, maybe you can ask him about his trading journeys and kind of make it like a mentorship session or something like that. Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. He also has a lot of abs. You can get one from him. Yeah, it is open to the basic members, Dr. G. Or is it? I'm not actually sure. I have to see. If you do it in the classroom, it should be open to basics. Paris, yeah, I haven't seen Paris for a long time either. I think Paris is going through some family issues or personal things. He did send me a message that he is a little bit occupied with some personal issues. King. SPY dropped below the VWAP. Qs are still going down. IWM is going up. NVIDIA is down 2%. NVIDIA is selling off, huh? AMD is coming back up. Everything is doing something. And they're not asking permission from each other. IWM 219.65. Yeah, it's a really nice rally. Very, very nice rally. Wow, very nice. It's the bull market. Delta is popping up. Yeah, Delta is recovering too. The earnings season is starting. Usually the airlines and banks are starting. So we're going to have a really, really good earnings season. So for a couple of really nice weeks. Very good. All right, Tesla is pulling back now. See if we can make some 920. It's kind of too, getting near 920, but I don't want to trade the Tesla anymore. I have a little bit of shares left on Tesla. Market is going down. I'll take a quick, I need a quick break, guys. I'll be back in 2 seconds. If anyone wants to jump under the mic until I come back, I need to take a bathroom break. Sorry, guys.
Hello, traders. I'm still hanging on out here. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Tried to trade, for me, slow morning. Tried to trade Tesla short off the open. Didn't really get much out of that. Well, clearly didn't want to go down, as Andrew demonstrated to us quite handily, didn't he? Went up. So now I am waiting for my next setup opportunities, which should be coming up soon. Tesla was a little tricky one off the high. It's never really sort of signaled that high. It's dropping now. It's down to $3 off the high. But tough trade. And everything else is just being pretty choppy. I was watching Delta. I don't know if anyone else was watching Delta off the open. It was ugly. Ugly. But like I said, like I warned you pre-market, if you're watching the pre-market show with us earlier, if you're on YouTube or in the room, right? Got to be careful in Delta. Despite the fact that the news was down, Delta can do, and these airlines can do these reversals. So now that the big money's in it, look what Delta's doing. Sure enough, right? It's moving back up. So recovering some of what was dropped pre-market. So you can't go into these at the open assuming that they're going to continue in the direction that they were showing pre-market. So cautious trading is usually a path to success over the long term. So Steve, you made some money in Delta. Good. Said I'm still looking for my a money trade. AMD is. It's funny, the semis, I was watching them earlier. The semis are moving really in lockstep, very much the same type of movement at periods of time. I have NVIDIA, AMD, NVIDIA, and Intel stacked here on one of my charts. And it was, they were moving exactly the same. But now they seem to have diverged a little bit. But NVIDIA's at the low of day. AMD hasn't quite got down to the low of day. But are both moving down. Market's moving. The SPY, anyway, is moving down a little heavily here. All right, sorry. Getting emails here that I have to manage from some of my charities. Move this over here so I can see it. All right. Oh, Pierre, look at you trading Amazon short. Oh, the confident short off the open, and look at you taking advantage of that. Nice. I'm impressed. Wow, it's a rare situation here where Andrew's got the sun in Vancouver, and I've got rain. Role reversal. As expected, Pepsi and Pfizer, sort of some tough trades off the open, didn't really do much. Soundhound had a little bit of movement, but nothing too extreme. Same thing with QuantumScape. So I was watching all of those. Baba was doing its usual weird thing. I don't know if anybody watches Baba on a regular basis. It is the weirdest to look at and trade because many days it does exactly what it's done this morning. I don't have charts to share here with you, but I guess I could. I don't want to screw up things.
No, it's okay.
But
I got them.
Okay, thanks. But look how choppy it was for the opening, like 20 minutes or so, and then suddenly the smooth movement up and down, often nothing. Like it's so hard to figure out what Bubba's going to do. I like to watch it just to keep an eye on it, but it's very difficult to manage.
I got out of Tesla, guys. Tesla is really. Thanks, Peter, for covering. I really appreciate that. Always there to support. Wow, the market is super interesting now. Everything is setting off. NVIDIA is setting up. So I'm getting out of Tesla completely, guys. So this is my position and P&L for the day. It would turn out to be a super nice day. So yeah, turned out to be a very, very nice day. The next trade opportunity would be maybe potentially a reversal on some of these. If Tesla goes to previous day close, I might actually take it for a reversal. Buy at around 263 near the previous day close. Because Tesla usually bounces very nicely at the previous day close, but it might not really get there. SPY is really selling off. Yeah.
I got to do the big brother thing, Andrew, and ask you. I mean, it looks pretty. I love seeing the VOO with $1 million position, but are you going to take some off? I mean,
no. No, I
No,
don't.
you're not going to lock any of
What
that
should I
in.
do with it? I mean, market is probably going to pull back in the next few months, like maybe around 4 or 5% or something like that. But I'm not really planning to do anything with the money, um, unless for my
Well,
divorce I might need some money. But I have some other stuff to pay my ex-wife. So what should I do with it? Well, if I sell, I have to pay taxes on it. Like, what
I,
what would I do there? I'll just keep it.
I'm not sure that's the point. It's about preserving
No,
capital and locking in
no,
those profits.
no. It's a SPY S&P 500, so it's not just like a TNA or something like that. It's a really solid thing, and plus it's like a long-term investment for me. And my time frame is like 5 to 10 years, probably.
All right.
So I don't, we had this discussion the other day in the chat room to do what I'm not really interested in investing in real estate anymore. So all of my money is going to be in the financial market, and financial market has volatility. You got to stomach the volatility. Like, yes, you can't just every morning you wake up and jerk off with this $1 million unrealized. No, it's just got to go down, got to go up. You're just gonna all of that.
Oh, you just saw it, everybody. That was Andrew's Haktua moment. Oh my.
The thing is that
Sarif, don't
financial
feel too
market is
bad for her.
amazing.
She's making the most of it.
Financial market has volatility, guys. As a sophisticated investor, you got to stomach the volatility. The reason that a lot of people typically like real estate and they love real estate is just because real estate doesn't have any volatility. You don't wake up and you see your price, your houses are going to go up and down. So that is good for more simple investors. But when you actually understand the concept of volatility, then financial market is way more potential on that. The problem with the real estate is just there's no liquidity. Like, you can't just get in and get out that easily. The transaction cost is a lot. You got to wait and stuff. But that's
That is
why I
true.
personally never ever buy any more real estate anymore.
Well, you're probably learning like most people. Real estate, as I always say, it's real estate is one of those businesses of slow, steady gains and then sudden, massive losses. That's usually how real estate goes, especially if you're like a landlord, right? It's all good. You collect your little rent monthly, and if it works well, then it works well, and you make your little bit of money. And then you get the bad tenant that either refuses to pay, trashes the place, or becomes a squatter. And then suddenly you realize where the big risk comes in real estate. So
Even that one, we discussed that. Even that one, like for example, the apartment that I stay using it, Peter. The numbers doesn't make any sense. Like, $4 million for this, when I'm paying like 7,000 in rent. The maintenance of this building alone, it's $2,000 a month. So my
wow.
landlord is making only $5,000 a month from my rent, and she has to pay tax 35% on it. Um, and she's already parked a $4 million cash, or she has a big mortgage that she has to pay 7-8% interest rate on it. So when you run them, and does it have appreciation? No, these units are not going to appreciate that much anymore either. It doesn't have
Right.
liquidity either, so you could try to sell it. So when you see the real estate, the primary resident, everybody should buy that. That's the rule number one. But when it comes into the investment for real estate investments, we are in a different environment. Like that 15 years of zero interest rate is over. Now you are in a different environment of 3-4% interest rate base. Changes a lot. That's why these big developers are one after each other are going bankrupt. In Canada, there are so many of them that are going bankrupt because they were addicted to this zero interest rate, 15 years, and now no project really makes sense.
There's always a warning to be had in over leveraging. Absolutely. You don't have to convince me. I stick to more liquid
Yeah.
assets. So
I know I know you have your house and it's paid off. You told me, which is pretty
Yep.
nice. And but if you want to get into another real estate for, especially commercial real estate for investment, just we discussed that. I'm gonna go buy REITs, real estate investment trust. They do it professionally for you. It's always liquid. You know, it's
Yep.
diversified.
It used to be the best business model, yeah, was commercial real estate, right? Because it was reliable. You can get in, you get long-term leases, you get tenants, especially businesses, large corporations. If you could do that, mid-sized buildings was a good place to go. But even that's up in the air with different work standards, and look what happened during COVID, right? What was a super super stable business, and then you get like the Cheesecake Factory, for example, that refused to pay their rent for all their North American properties for 6 months. What are you gonna do? Anyways, different world. But all right, but we're trading stocks here, which is highly liquid. AMD moving back towards VWAP here. Looks like Nvidia found a short-term bottom.
Tesla. Question is, can you go long in Tesla? Tesla, yeah, honestly,
Wow.
looks like it's bouncing, but I don't know. I wouldn't buy it around here. If anything, on a 5-minute chart, looks like it's bouncing. Good place to short. I don't have a trade book, honestly, here to go long. If it was going down a little bit to the previous day close, I would have definitely bought for a long, but it didn't get there. And I'm out of
Microsoft
it.
had a drop today. A few of these big caps had just big drops. Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, all very similar charts here. If you look at them, just sort of stayed flat off the opening 15 minutes and then all had a drop around 9:45 or so. Very interesting. If you don't believe in market
Potentially,
collusion,
NVIDIA somebody's asking NVIDIA long, like, yeah, it looks like a kind of a small level here at 130. Now, not right now. It looks like I missed the boat. I wouldn't even touch NVIDIA. If it comes back at 130, maybe, or like a double bottom, a better place for NVIDIA for a reversal would be probably around this moving averages 129.80. That would be area that definitely good that. But I think NVIDIA has a little more weakness in there too. Um,
yeah.
It's hard. Like when the questions that you're asking, guys, would you do this? You got to see if you have a trade book on it or not. I don't have a trade book right now on NVIDIA. It's either I have to catch a reversal down on the double bottom, or when I miss the boat, I'm not going to enter here. But that doesn't mean that it's not tradable. You have to see if there is a trade book, there is a tested, proven trade book on it or not. Some people might have it, but their entries and risk management would be very different from me. Like somebody might go long here and put a stop loss like at 129. Then the
Yeah.
target would be like 136 or whatever. So if I say no, it might be a bad answer. You got to see if you have a trade book on it or not. My trade books are mostly opening range breakouts, which you see I trade in the first half an hour. And then when it comes into the reversals, like this double bottom or double top reversals on a very important levels, like previous day close, S4, R4, something like that, not out of thin air. Sometimes you can't really catch these reversals out of thin air. You can short that all-time high, or, all-time low, or something like that too. There's some significant level. Wow. So
One
10:30.
thing, if if you're looking for signals and you're a relatively new trader, almost always there's no absolutes in trading, but almost always volume will tell you. If you look at where the volume happens, that almost signals a significant level, reversal point, like something's going on. The problem is a lot of times stocks move without the volume telling you. So when the volume doesn't tell you, then you need other signals to give you that indication. When I say volume tells you, pull up any chart, and when you see a large spike in volume, like large, like two to three times what the surrounding volume is, then you know something's happening at that point, and almost always the stock reacts, right? Usually reverses or does something, appreciable. But a lot of times the stock will move with that large volume. So, and that's when people get impatient. My strategy is the reason why they're slow and steady, and I don't get many trades often because I will wait for that volume. And some days it just never happens on anything. But my challenge to all of you is to consider that if you don't use volume in your trading, to at least, look at it, even if you're looking at it in hindsight, right?
Music is coming. YouTube guys, thank you so much for joining us. That was a great trading day. Super, super, super nice. Market is just great. Volatility keeps coming up and down. That's what we want. And we are looking forward to trade with you tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Today, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, we're
Friday.
looking forward to
Friday.
Friday. And all the best, guys. Thanks, Brent. Great show. We're gonna go back, Peter, directly to the chat room.
Yep. Trade smart, everyone.